Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. It's Thursday, February 9th, and time for another episode of HHS In Depth. I'm Reagan Jones.
And I'm Sydney Scholl. On today's show, you'll learn all about next week's Just Because Week festivities and wardrobe themes planned out for each day.
Reporter Garrett Alaria gets us caught up with a few of Homestead's Scholastic art and writing winners.
Reporter Kaylee Barron's caught up with members of our Rube Goldberg team to see how progress on the machine is going this year.
And Austin Render brings us another Sportscorner. This week, you'll learn all about our club hockey team, champions together, and the huge girls basketball regionals this weekend.
We'll have all those stories as well as weekend weather with Garrett Willis, so stay tuned for today's episode of HHS In Depth.
We begin today's show with a look at next week's Just Because Week. Here's reporter Jack Adams with a rundown of the week's festivities and wardrobe themes.
Attention students, next week is Just Because Week. We have a lot of great events in store, including Dirty Duckers, the annual variety show, Notorious Nutters, and A Taste of Homestead. There will be a themed day each day of the week and will be as follows: Marvel Monday, Tons of Love Tuesday, World Traveler Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, and Fan Friday. So make sure to show your Spartan spirit in this fun week. For HHS In Depth, I'm Jack Adams.
FCCLA will be having a meeting in Miss Ward's room after school today from 2:45 until 4 p.m. They hope to see you there.
NHS members, if you have not already picked up your t-shirt, today is the last day you may do so during your lunch period in the cafeteria. Representatives from the NHS board will be in the cafeteria with t-shirts you ordered, and you may pick them up at that time.
There are tons of lost and found items located on tables outside of the clinic and discipline office. All items not picked up by the end of the day today will be donated.
A representative from the Purdue College of Liberal Arts will be at Homestead on February 13th to meet with interested students. If you would like to attend this visit, please sign up in student services before February 13th.
And now here's reporter Garrett Alaria with a story over a few Homestead students who were named Scholastic Art and Writing winners.
The Scholastic Art and Writing Awards has been recognizing the vision and ingenuity of creative students all across the country for almost a century.
I heard about it from my art teacher 3 years ago, and she got me started, and I've been doing it ever since. And this year I submitted a photo portfolio, and that won a gold key, and then I also submitted a series of watercolor portraits, and those got some honorable mentions.
Since its founding, the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards have established a track record for awarding students who show an early promise in creative arts.
To me, it means a lot because this is my senior year, and I can be eligible for some pretty big scholarships, especially since I applied to Heron. So I think that's pretty exciting for me.
It means a lot to me just because it means that somebody's actually read what I've written and then enjoyed it enough that they kind of gave me recognition for it. So that's why it's really, really cool to kind of be recognized for that, because it's something I care about a lot.
My teacher had called me, and she emailed me at first, and she was like, oh wow, like you got a gold key. And then she had called, and it turns out I got like a bigger award, and my family was freaking out and everything, so it means a lot.
Come to the Grain Wayne Center this Saturday at 1 p.m. to the Scholastic's Art and Writing Ceremony. Creative works will also be displayed from February 12th to April 9th at the Fort Wayne Museum of Arts. For HHS In Depth, I'm Garrett Alaria.
Today is the last day to buy sad candygrams in the cafeteria at lunch to be delivered next week. Send a message and some chocolate to your special someone. You just need $1, the recipient's name, and their advisory period.
Art Club members, please join them for the Love of Art party on Tuesday, February 14th after school. They will have Valentine's Day themed goodies and an art project.
The Improv Club will meet today after school in room 904 from 2:45 to 3:30.
If you think Super Bowl 51 was great, wait until you try the academic Super Bowl. This year's theme is the French Revolution, and the qualifying test is February 15th. Math, science, English, fine arts, and social studies teams compete in a quiz bowl format. Get a head start now by joining the Canvas group by emailing Mr. Stump at jstump@sacs.k12.in.us.
And now here's reporter Kaylee Behrens with a look at what the Rube Goldberg Club is up to at this time of the year and what it is all about.
Rube Goldberg is a club at Homestead where the students put together a series of simple machines to create one bigger machine to complete a simple action.
Rube Goldberg is a historical kind of engineering themed competition. If you've ever played the game Mousetrap, it's very common or similar to that. It's a series of steps using simple machines to complete a relatively simple task. For example, this year the task is to apply a Band-Aid.
Rube Goldberg is a club where a bunch of people come together and we all work on a machine. And the machine, if you haven't seen a Rube Goldberg machine before, it's basically it's a contraption of a lot of small tasks that accomplish an even smaller task.
Their competition is coming up and they hope to do very well.
The competition is set up in teams. Last year we attended the same competition and got third. So this year we're hoping to win the competition and move on to nationals from there.
Competitions are in 2 weeks and they are a lot of fun. A lot of schools go to them and they bring their machines that they've been making for the past month or so, and we all watch each other's machines.
My favorite part is the competition day, not just because I'm a competitive person, but it allows me to kind of take a step back and just take a look at our body of work and how the students have come together to form a team.
The students do almost all the work, and they have a combination of engineering and art in their project.
If you want to have a successful machine, you have to have both engineering quality and artistic quality. So our goal is to not only come up with different steps using simple machines to accomplish the task, but we want the presentation of the overall machine to be good. We want the presentation of Homestead High School through our machine to be good. So we want it to look nice and be aesthetically pleasing as well.
This club is fun because there's an engineering side and an artistic side, so you can get people from both sides to collaborate together to make something like truly beautiful, and that works really well.
To see Rube Goldberg in action, come to Purdue on February 18th or come out to one of their meetings next school year. For HHS In Depth, I'm Kaylee Behrens.
Don't forget, it's the Film Club movie night tonight. Join them in the auditorium at 6:15 for free popcorn, soda, and watch the movie Super 8, a science fiction thriller written, co-produced, and directed by J.J. Abrams and produced by Steven Spielberg.
Get to the IGE in room 925 on Monday, February 13th to talk about their fundraiser and political activism. They will be writing letters to state representatives.
There will be an informational meeting for all next year's potential Homestead football players and their parents on Thursday, February 16th from 6 p.m. to approximately 7 p.m. in the Homestead Community Room. Please enter through the main entrance at door 1.
There will be an audio aficionados next Monday after school in room 600B. They will be listening to Neutral Milk Hotels in the airplane over the sea. Anyone is welcome to attend.
And now, here's HHS In Depth weatherman Garrett Willis with his weekend weather forecast.
Hello Homestead, my name is Garrett Willis and this is your weekend weather forecast. Today and tonight will be the coldest part of this weekend as clouds and wind will be present throughout the day. The high will approach 42 with a low of 35 and the wind will be sustained at about 20 miles per hour throughout the day and night. Saturday will bring significant warm up as the high will get up to 56 with a low of 47 with a chance of showers in the afternoon and evening. The first Sunday without football will surely be gloomy as on and off showers will be present throughout the day as there will be a high of 50 and a low of 32. That was your weekend weather forecast. I'm Garrett Willis. Have a great weekend, Homestead.
And now it's time for another Sports Corner with Austin Render. This week is a jam-packed Sports Corner with stories over our club hockey team, champions together, and the girls basketball regionals this weekend.
Hello Homestead, I'm Austin Render back with another edition of the Sports Corner. For this week's Sports Corner, reporter Jake Davis takes a look at our first club sport of the year, the hockey team.
Homestead's hockey team is already full swing in their season on the ice, one that members call up and down. Though they stumbled early on, they are now operating on all cylinders, notching wins over crosstown rivals.
The season's been going pretty good. We're a lot better off than we were last year. Last week we beat kind of our rivals, Dwanger. We haven't beat them in like 2 years, so that was a kind of a big victory for us.
It's been definitely a team building season, getting a lot better. I don't know, come out and watch us.
Unlike most sports at Homestead, the hockey team doesn't enjoy the full treatment the school shows its IHSAA-sanctioned teams. As a club sport, the squad often finds itself removed from Homestead and its student body.
We don't exactly get as much funding as everybody else. We don't practice anywhere around Homestead, so it's a little bit different, but we try to make the most of it and, try to get as many people to come out as possible. So we got a bunch of kids that, don't exactly go to Homestead, but they play for Homestead just because their school doesn't have a team.
Despite their club status, the squad has been working hard in preparation for another year's rigorous schedule.
We got practices Tuesday and Thursday, and Wednesday are games, and then we'll have crossovers and stuff where we play teams from Indiana and stuff and Michigan on the weekends.
Be sure to come out to senior night at the Canlan Ice Rinks next Wednesday at 6 against Northrop to show your support.
All right, teammate game with the boys hockey team. We have Dylan and Cody. First question for Dylan: does Cody have a nickname that he goes by? Nice, or the man and nice guy. That is 0 for 1. Does Dylan have a nickname that he goes by? We've got Twiggy and Dilly Willy. That is 0 for 2.
I thought you said you knew me, dude.
What is the most amount of goals that Cody has scored in a game? We got 3 and 3. That's 1 for 3. What's the most amount of goals that Dylan has scored in a game? 2 and 2. That's 2 for 4. Does Cody have a pregame ritual that he does before every game? It says stretch and sing. That is 2 for 5. What does Dylan do before every game? Does he have a ritual? Use the restroom and stretch. That is 2 for 6. Hockey team.
Coming up next Friday, the Champions Together team will be back in action against Carroll's team. T-shirts are being sold in all lunch mods now until that game. Remember, the t-shirt is your free ticket into the Carroll game. Here's a promotional video to get you ready for next Friday's game.
Spend time with everybody like Trenton, Tristan, and Kyle, and everybody else.
I like spending time with my friends and all my helpers, especially Madison Hofacker.
I like practicing because I'm trying to get better so I can be on the actual team.
Posted 92, here goes 0. And I hope we beat Carroll. Go Homestead!
Now it's time to check in with our student section leaders Matt and Liam with an important message about senior night tomorrow against Concordia.
You doing, bro?
Getting ready for senior night. What are you doing?
No, I kind of thought it was senior night.
I don't know. It's senior night.
Hola, Homestead. Tonight's theme is senior night, so break out the ponchos and sombreros. If you don't have those, please wear white. What do you think?
Right now, the athletic office is selling girls basketball regional tickets for $10. It's the state's most anticipated regional matchup, matching up our number 2 Spartans against the number 3 Zionsville Eagles. And now here's a regional hype video to get you ready for Saturday's big regional matchup.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live to Spartan Arena on the campus of Homestead High School for tonight's sectional championship. featuring the 13-10 Huntington North Vikings, who are coached by Heidi Lawson, and the 23-2 number 2 ranked Homestead Spartans, who are coached by Rod Parker. Homestead Zionsville will be the second game after Carmel and Carroll, and Homestead is 3 wins away from heading back to Bankers Life Fieldhouse and 4 wins away from being state champions for the first time in school history.
Good luck to all sports teams in action this week, including the girls basketball team in regionals down at Kokomo and the girls swim and dive team at State. That's all for this week's Sports Corner. I'm Austin Render. Have a great weekend, Homestead.
Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Reagan Jones.
And I'm Sydney Scholl. Thank you for watching today.
And now here are this week's Pictures of the Week. Congratulations to juniors Luke Moisica and Hunter Swink for having theirs selected.
To have your photo in the running for Picture of the Week, just email us a high-resolution photo in landscape mode with your name and grade level to hhsindepth@gmail.com.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to our radio station, the .91 FM.
Have a great 3-day weekend, and we'll see you next week.